I forget her name, but she was in the top echelon of the Labour Party. In other words, reported the condition of my house, your mother's house, to the local council, whereby they decided to sort of fake up false charges to run us out of the district, which they did. Am I distracting you from something?
No.
More important than listening to me?
No.
About your mother's sanity.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've had to take a photograph of this situation, but I want you to witness it for yourself now. In the kitchen. You have a duty to do this. And if you don't support me, well then I'm all alone. Because Wink is he hasn't deserted us, but he's trying to make a life for himself. Well, Freya's deserted us. And that's my daughter. So, and my life is in the hands of these basically irresponsible people called my family. And you are not honouring the responsibilities that you owe to yourself. An extremely intelligent and talented person. You are rotting in the shade. And you have a duty to take yourself to task, to discipline yourself. I had to do it alone, and I did, because of the infinitely loving support of my mother. She gave me the liberty to do and support to do that. The moral support, and moral, physical, moral to the last. She basically, I mean, she didn't put her life in my hands, except at the last stage, where I had to, very grievously now, causing me a lot of heartburn, not guilt, but I had to neglect her and give the preference to your mother. And your mother is not worthy of that respect. Because if she's going insane, would you agree if she's going insane? Do you understand what I've said?
Yeah.
Do you have an answer for me?
No.
Well, then that's a pity. Because it means that you don't know who to trust. And if you don't know that you can trust me and my judgment, well, that means that I can't trust yours, because your mother doesn't trust my judgment. And if she doesn't trust my judgment, then I can't trust hers. Would you agree that that sounds reasonable?
Yeah.
Therefore, my family is not a family. It's basically a bunch of people who don't trust each other living under the same roof. Now, I put my life, my property in your mother's hands. I put myself at your mother's mercy. And she is not worthy of it if she declares me to be insane and dispensable. So you've got to be able to back me up, just not in my final judgment, but in my observations. You've got to see what I'm seeing, and you are not. You're not observing what I'm observing. What you see depends upon your ability to see it, which is psychological as much as physical. Would you agree to that? If you understand if you understand the question.
Yeah.
You understand the question, so would you agree to what the proposition I just put?
Yeah.
Well, you have to witness what I'm having to witness in the kitchen. That these little birds are pulling stuff down from the herb rack, and it's getting out of control. They are dangerous. Now, but anything that I'm saying to her, she's dismissing. Now, I gave you the example yesterday. I believe that I have the right to check on how Wink is going on her phone messages. She doesn't trust me to see what her phone messages are. So if she doesn't trust me, I can't trust her.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Now you're just hiding away from all of this shit. You're not seeing it for yourself. I'm not asking you to take my word for it, because I think that your mother's toxic propaganda. Women can do this. They're in a position to do this, and she's making you mistrust me and thinking that I'm getting senile and losing control, etc., which is not true. So you are not preparing yourself for reality, for the brutal reality that the world is growing increasingly into by hiding away from it. You're not honouring yourself, you're not honouring me, your mother, or God. When I say God, I mean ultimate judgment, life. Do I make sense? Did you hear the question?
Yeah.
Why do you have a problem with it? Your loyalties are torn between the person who's got the money and the person who's got the knowledge. I might hope that you are recording what I'm saying, but I don't know whether the phone has got a recording ability as well. Does it?
Yes.
Thank goodness. These smartphones are really getting too smart, because my phone is telling me what it wants to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to take dictation from a goddamn machine. So first time I've heard that they've got a recording ability. That's very good. So I'm glad you're recording every word I'm saying, because as far as I'm concerned, it will stand scrutiny of sane people. And I'm not dealing with sane people under my own fucking roof. I've got two roofs. I gave my whole life entrusted to your mother, and your parents trusted my judgment over the judgment of your mother. And that was 40 years ago. I hope you understand what I'm saying, because if I don't get support from you, I'll have to get support from the law. And really, you can't expect correct judgment from the law, because they're bureaucrats. And I don't know that I can even trust any psychiatrist or counsellor. But I've been looking for one. I've got a reference to one, but I've had some history, some association with him in the past, and he didn't want to talk to me. Well, if he didn't want to talk to me, and that was, well, that must have been 14 years ago, because I was obliged to see a psychiatrist who gave me a relatively shining report that impressed even the bloody psychopaths who work for the Department for Child Destruction. They were very impressed by it. And your mother got a report from this other bloody shrink with whom I've had some encounters, and I've got a reference to him now by a family doctor. But I don't know that it's worthwhile, that it's going to be a good political move, because it gets all into power games at this stage. I don't know that I can trust him for a decent, supportive report. There's too much ego play involved. Now, you just got my word for it. But if you don't start respecting my word a bit more, I've told you I can shake the bars of the gorilla cage. It's a figure of speech. Well, if I don't get this moral support from you, then I will have to go and get some support from some lawyers or doctors, because this is not a bloody family at all. If we don't trust each other, and your mother doesn't trust me, to check on the messages from her phone, which involve my family. It's psychopathic. It's off the planet. If she doesn't trust me, to check the messages from her phone. Would you agree? Do you understand the question?
Yeah.
Then do I get a decent answer from you? Well, why are you having problems? I'm asking you to take sides. And if I can't trust your mother's judgment, I can't trust your judgment. Well, then I'm all alone. And that's not a family at all, is it? I'm not even getting any decent answers from the heart. I don't think you know where your heart is. Do you? I don't think you're qualified or experienced to follow the judgment of your heart. I think you're confused.
I would be living here.
What?
I would be living here.
I've heard you say, I would be blah, blah, blah. Now, look, I've got a hearing problem. I've heard 90 years of fucking bullshit, son. And I'm sick of this bloody bullshit and backstabbing and treachery. Now, am I bothering you? Am I wasting my time with you? Because I don't have time to waste. Would you repeat what you said? Because I just heard a blah, blah. I'm not threatening you. I'm saying I'm getting desperate. I'm not getting support that I should get, that I morally deserve from your mother. I don't seem to be getting it from you either. And that is disturbing me. And I don't have any time to waste. The matter is getting urgent. Would you mind repeating? Would you mind? Don't just repeat. Just don't just say blah blah. Make a clear statement, please. What did you say? I'm interpreting your silence as confusion. You're torn. Your loyalties are torn. Well, I can't deal with you if you have torn loyalties. You don't trust me enough to tell me what. If you just tell me what you just tried to say to me, because of my hearing problem. I hope you keep all these bloody recordings. They may be needed again by you. Listen to them again. What is the problem you're telling me, repeating to me what you said 2 minutes ago? Your difficulty in answering a decent question is being recorded, thank God. Because what you're doing to me, you're doing to yourself. And this electronic device is recording the fact. How does it all come out in the wash? Am I talking too much? Or are you too confused? So you don't know who to trust. You're torn. You can't even trust your own judgment. With a decent answer to me. Or either that, or else you don't trust me. Or else you trust your mother more than me. This is shocking. And I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to live under the same fucking roof. Do I get an answer from you?
What a fucking psycho manipulator, seriously. Fucking manipulative, fucking insane, projecting lunatic. God, he's so insane. Okay, yeah, well, neither would I want to live under this roof. I wouldn't want to live under. I don't want to live under it either. So, okay, so I don't need to go out and see that because I'm acutely aware of the fact that everyone under this roof is insane already. We're all insane, and I'm acutely aware of that. So I don't need to see it. Now, I'm gonna find somewhere else. I'm gonna go live somewhere else. I think at this point. I think I've had enough of this. He's gonna come back in here in a minute because he's not finished. I'm glad he didn't hear what I said. But it's on record, and the universe heard it, even though he didn't. So everything heard it except him. Now, isn't that ironic? It's almost like he couldn't hear it. He didn't want to. He says I've got torn loyalties. The only loyalty I have that I'm torn between is abandoning him and Mum for peace. That's the only loyalty I have that may be torn. Is my ability to put up with him and Mum and continue living here because it's a bit fucking torturous if you ask me.
character, your experience is being challenged. I'm not doing it on an egoistic basis, but your mother does everything on an egoistic basis. Yeah. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, you didn't get my words right from the beginning and get them in proper context. So you don't know who to trust now, so you're angry. Am I correct? You're not even giving me a decent fucking honest answer. Am I getting angry? Is my ego making me angry? Or is it my experience? Is it my wisdom? That's right, just draw traps. I love traps. And you've turned into one of them. You don't know who to trust. Can I get a decent, honest answer from you at this stage of the fucking game? Because I'm sick of the fucking game. Your mother worships money. Therefore, she's with Moloch and Mammon. Moloch, the god of power. Mammon, money. I have an utter horror for both in my life in the past. Is my horror of them a form of worship? Is fear another form of worship? This is a question from the Old Testament. You must fear God. See, you must fear God. Do you understand? Because God is right. So you must fear the epitome, the embodiment of righteousness. You don't give me an answer. Why is that, Oscar? Because you think I'm doing the same with you as your mother has been doing, whispering, just so the other one doesn't hear. She's a money worshipper, therefore an ego worshipper. I've told you that she crashes, she gives in under threat of examination, testing by the representatives of the great beast, with the bureaucrats, the doctors, those sworn to Moloch and Mammon. Do I make some sort of sense to you, Oscar? Freya's gone, Oscar's gone. Did you mumble something? Did you dare to mumble something? To commit yourself? Did you dare to commit yourself? Or are you now frightened? Nearly 30. Where's your moral courage? Where's the impulse to survive that I have demonstrated to a masterful examiner of the human character? He recommended. I'm maternally, eternally grateful to my bank manager brother-in-law. This is saying to my mother, she told me, Gwen, don't you worry about Ian, he's a survivor. Have you proved yourself a survivor? You haven't even tested yourself as a survivor. I trusted my life, therefore my children, to your mother. When it came to the crunch, and the great beast was upon us in the form of those demonic fucking bureaucrats that I thought better not to challenge. I mean, the solicitor said, are you going to sort of take legal action? I said, look, we're grateful to get our children back. I should have inquired what action. She was a bit of a wimp of a lawyer. I mean, I don't think she thought much about chance anyway, but she just wanted the job, the legal job. And I could have gotten her another easy legal job, because it would have been paid for by the Law Society if I just had put in an application to Miss What's her name to represent me but who would I have sued? The department? That's what I thought she was saying. But maybe she was saying that I could have sued that bloody psychopath, the psychopathic woman who put in that evil report, whereby you children were legally taken away. That's why I call it the Department for Family Destruction. There's another parent who was trying to talk about legal action. What chance do I get to discuss these things without interruption from your mother? Not much chance. It's not a question of who rules the roost. If I go to the professionals for assistance, they might call in the official counsellors. That they might, or the worst of all, the bureaucrats. If there was a bureaucratic inquiry, they would treat me equally as with your mother, both under suspect, but each accusing us of mental incompetence. Yeah, effectively. Are you mumbling some sort of? Are you vocalising? I seem to be hearing sounds. I don't know if it's just breath or coughing or. I got my hearing aid in now. I didn't have it in before. Are you going to assist me a bit? I'm not saying whose side you're on. You've got to be on your own side. I have qualified as a survivor. I'm still here. Your mother's mother doubted whether I was going to be able to cope with your mother. 1981. Take 1981 from 2024 and what you get. That's the number of years that I've been with your mother. I gave her my life when I gave her this place. Now she treats me like shit. Now she wants to get rid of me. Now she's gaslighting me. Now she's turned you against me, so you don't know who to trust. Am I on the right track? How's my analysis? 9.5 out of 10? Oscar? Son number 2? What about a decent answer, Oscar? That's no skin off your nose. You're starting to look your age, by the way. But your heart, your courage is not there anymore. It is not in evidence any more than it is in your mother. She showed herself gutless. Your children were taken away. She goes up to the car. Oh, they've got my children. They might as well have me. Oh, what? Where were you at the time? You were down at Strathalbyn. Where was I here, dealing with mother? Then, when was that? 14 years ago. Just like I am now. It's just that it's got 10 times worse. It's reached a critical stage where she's alienated my daughter, first of all. Money, you see, money. Then, son, he's come back. God knows what his chances are with this potentially, possibly Muslim girlfriend, possibly children, muzzies. He doesn't know what he's in for. I mean, he's going to be all full of himself and $10,000 in the bank, and like, you know, there's Freya over there, $40,000 fucking dollars in the money, because of my gentleness. Because I said, let's buy that place with your mother's money. We did that. We were only able to buy it because I had made friends with goodwill on a goodwill basis with the owner of the property. When it came to the crunch, the what's the bloody official, the bloody mongrels property bloke? What's his name? What's his title? I know what it is. Do you know what I'm referring to? Right, it's just many answers to any of my questions, or am I not worthwhile listening to? I thank God I'm worthwhile recording. You might need these recordings for your further reference, maybe in another 1 or 2 years when you're all on your own, or at your brother's charity, or at your sister's charity, mercy, the same as you're at your mother's mercy and charity right now. Well, maybe you're thinking of mine as well. Why aren't I getting any answers from you, Oscar? Am I wasting my time trying to talk to you? Is my discussion welcome? Or do you want to be able to just shut the world out and go back to bed until they finally take you away, just like they tried to do to me? I was in year, when was that bloody fucking year? 1949, I think. How old was I then? 16, 17. They wanted to give me shock treatment. So, I didn't spend a day locked up. Dad put me there in the morning with the two heavies. 17, I did nothing. I wasn't insane. I wasn't nuts. I was just, I think I didn't have the age where I was able to exercise my own discretion and say, keep your bloody fingers off me. But that's what I did. That's what I said, and that's what I did. Well, that's what I said metaphorically. I didn't say keep your bloody fingers off me. I said to the matron of the hospital. I said, who do you think you are? She said, I'm matron Courtney, and I'm matron of this hospital, and I'm in charge here, and you're a patient. Spoken like a true bureaucrat. Roman Catholic bloody fucking mongrel. And there was me, 17, oh, sorry, I was 17, questioning who the bloody fucking hell she was to try to give me shock treatment. So what did they do then? Oh yeah, that's when they locked me up, and then I smashed up the bed, and then I started to smash my way out. I may not have had legal, legitimate, independent rights until I was 18. I think they've increased the age now, but no, I wasn't at 17. Well, whatever the sums are, around about that age anyway. And I was standing up to the whole bloody lot of them, as they were wanting to give me Nazi medical attention. So I smashed up the bed. Then I used the bed to try to ram one of those windows that they have when they restrained people. And it's a window that you open slightly like that to let the breeze in. I don't know whether you've seen them yet. They would have them out of Northfield Mental Hospital for people who can't manage their own lives. Are you at that stage yet, Oscar? Nearly 30? Managing your own existence, your own life? Or are you dependent upon money bags for your source of wisdom and who to warn you against the whisperers trying to destroy your loyalty against money bag, ego, chieftain, boss cock, the advance guard of the women's revolution, which, sitting in my chair on the clouds, I am in total support of. Go on, girls, go on, go on. Kick them in the balls. That's what I'm doing. Are you observing the women's revolution in Australia? I'm calling it that. It's not even recognised. The bureaucrats don't recognise it. Even the women themselves don't even recognise it. But that's what they're doing. And I can see them, and I'm watching them, and I'm encouraging them, and I'm on a chair on a cloud somewhere saying, go on, girls, go on, you're not going fast enough, you're fucking slow, you're behind the game. And I've lost your children. Where the hell are you? There's Wink thinking, oh, yeah, I've got a girl, I've got money, and there's Freya across the road. Yeah, I've got a guy, I've got a property, my own property. Not quite, not quite. How secure are you from these people who want to lock you up? They don't want to lock you up. They just lock you up as a matter of course. They just need to process you. You're a bit confused at the moment. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong, please. So tell me I'm mistaken. Tell me I'm mistaken, that you are angry, which is why you're back in here at 8 o'clock, instead of working around there for Moloch and Mammon, which of course we can't do without because, well, not just because of your mother, but because of our fellow citizens, because of our alleged fellow human beings who are being massively processed and educated today, which is why they are suiciding. They are losing faith in themselves. Do I sound like Satan talking? I am intermittently blazing with anger and sobbing on the ground in grief. Get a laugh out of that, sadist, independent person. Who else is to taunt you and prick you and jab you in the backside with a pitchfork? Who else cares about you enough? Well, your mother cares about you, of course she does, because you're her prized ego product, egoistic exhibit, trained. What other fucking training or education have you got apart from the, God help us, thank God for these devilish devices. Thank God for the devil. Does that sound like devil worship? Because it's not. Daimon Deus in versus est. The devil is God, but upside down. Do I get any response from you at all? Any word of hope? I mean, I can live without it. I've lived without you for 18 years of my life. For the last 18 years of my life, you weren't there to help me, to rescue me, to advise me not to give the property to your mother, to give her the whip hand. I said to Bill Rudd, you've got the whip hand, Bill. I mean, he took that, oh shit, oh, does this guy know what he's about? Oh, so he gave me some more respect. That's the way you get it. Test your wisdom. I think you'll come up with the right answer, in theory, if you deign. How do you know how to spell deign in this sense? What's got to do with it? A lot, everything. You going to give me an answer? I'm not going to fucking wait for it. I don't have time to wait. DEIGN, right? Well, 9.5 out of 10. Thank you, Oscar. He gave me a begrudging respect because I sounded like a fighting man. I'm still a fighting man. I'm not physically, even though I had to physically break out of that fucking Roman Catholic, no coincidentally, fucking hospital, St. Margaret's. I don't know what the fuck St. Margaret did, and it doesn't matter, and who bloody fucking cares anyway. She's just another bloody Roman Catholic papist propaganda item, bloody St. Margaret's Hospital. The building's still there, it's still probably owned, but goodness knows. But I said to Dr. Allen the other day, I said, I was, there, and he said, yes, I remember it. So, Gutso, which side are you on? Which side are you on? That's an old Union song. You're voting. You're behaving like a Labor voter at the moment, like a true underling. You're fighting the monster. Oh shit! Which one is it? Who is it? Divided loyalties. Am I wrong? Damn it! I know what the answers are, Oscar. and you bloody know it. Well, what about saving your life and helping me save you? And Wink and Freya, they're all under the great delusion that they're going all right. They aren't. Why is a record number of people suiciding? Why is a record number of people killing themselves on the road as a form of subconscious suicide? Why is one of our political leaders, Barnaby Joyce, member of the Country Party, why is he's just married another female to Root 4 or 5 years ago, his second wife. He's laughing his head off. He's a member of Parliament. I want to get to my computer. You see, the instrument of Satan. Satan is not our enemy. I mean, she is not a friend either. She will test us to the ultimate. That's why she's there. Daimon Deus in versus est. 1075 AD. That man, that saint, that philosopher, that thinker, protected thinker, protected in his monastery. You can't sleep because you're upset. I haven't been able to sleep properly because I'm upset for 12 fucking months. So I'm still ahead of you in the race. If you want bloody fucking ego competition. It's a critical stage. Your mother doesn't bloody fucking trust. Who the fucking hell is she that she doesn't trust me? Not to look at her fucking phone. Her phone has this story of it's a daily report that she fails to give me because she's a bloody fucking moral coward. That's why I look at her fucking phone. It's not her fucking phone. I can take her fucking phone just like that. But no, I need her to have a fucking phone, the same as I need you to have a fucking phone. You're a member of my household, my home. 2,000 years ago in some countries, a home was a sacred place. It still is. If you've got any idea what the sacred is. The sacred is something on this earth which must not be corrupted. It cannot be corrupted. Or, I mean, it's a symbolic place, if you like, but it's also a place in practice. If you allow it to be corrupted, you are undermining your existence, and therefore you are offending the Creator, whether you believe in him, her, or it. The fact that you are here. If you don't believe in him, her, or it, you don't believe in yourself. Because that's basically who you yourself are. You are him and her and it. That's why there's prophetess. That's why there are people insane. They're all here for a cause and a purpose, whether they know it or not. Any disagreement, Oscar? I think it's most significant that you, looking 35 years old, are not responding to me. I am crying out for your understanding so that you may be able to save yourself. Wink is on his way, but he I mean, and so is Freya, but they think they can live apart from their family. They can't. Why is the family being destroyed by Satan today? Did you know that it was? Can I get a sensible answer, Oscar? Because I don't want to waste my time, or at least of all yours. Emma, did you feel as though I'm wasting your time, Oscar? Can you give me some little hint of a hope? I mean, I can live without it. I mean, I've lived without it for, well, I mean, I'm still here, 90 years. People have been challenging me. Interestingly, so many of them bloody arsehole Roman Catholics. I've upset, what's his name, Smith, and it's Smith Jr. because I said something stupid and told them a yarn how I swung a punch and narrowly missed the nose of what's his name, Brian Doherty, or what's his name, what is his name, Brian Doherty anyway, bloody arsehole Roman Catholic. Lunchtime, you've heard the story, do you want to hear again? Yes? No? Stiff shit. He was teasing me in the schoolyard, Shallow Gardens fucking primary school, where all these bloody Catholic arseholes come from, which is why the bloody arsehole bureaucrats never shifted them up to bloody Mount Barker, where they're still there and breeding, and warped in body and mind. I mean, human excreta, where Stuart McIntyre came from, who pinched about $4,000 worth of our stuff. But we gave him the car, but he filled it up with tools and a few books. And you just took what he wanted. He did your mother's stunt. Just bloody take what they want. Your mother's a typical Roman Catholic Labour voter. Just a bloody arsehole, egomaniacal looter who abuses me. And I let them, to get rid of them. It's the best way to get rid of them. I mean, pay them off with, it just doesn't matter what, if you got something they want, okay, bugger off. I said to him finally, don't come back. And he didn't. I've seen him since, but he's insane. He hated his parents too. Am I wasting my time? Have I been worthwhile listening to, Oscar? Can you not find it within your failing, self-denying, self-treacherous self, gently to give me a polite and decent answer? Have I been worthwhile listening to? Ah, he wants an answer from me. Power. Oh, he depends upon me giving him an answer. You're not blushing, are you? You wouldn't blush because I'm reading your mind, because your face is so obvious that I can read it like a book. Am I totally mistaken? Tell me I'm totally mistaken. I mean, I'm on a power trip, the same as your mother. What else do you fucking know? What about a speech from the heart? Do you know anything about that? Where's your heart? If I don't get an answer, anyway, whether I do get an answer or not, I'll depart from this attempted meeting saying, I wonder whether you're listening to your heart. So the question is, you see, I asked you a dozen questions at once. I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm saying, I know what my needs are. I'm needing some kind of reassurance from you. I mean, I'm asking for some kind of, I don't need it to act, because I've been alone all of my life. Even when I was basically dependent upon my mother's assistance. Well, my mother came to my assistance time and time and time, yet she never failed me. Now, I've never failed you, I've never failed your mother, but she doesn't realise that. She doesn't recognise that because of her worship of Moloch and Mammon, power and money. Now, the questions are simple. I should get a plain, direct answer from your heart if you had one fucking left. What's the question again? Do I remember it myself? Have you appreciated? To appreciate doesn't mean to like, it means, I don't know whether you know that. You should, I think you should. with all the reading and study that you've done. I mean, you're due for more. Well, I hope. Rather than that, then you just be restrained, locked up as you are now, protected by, well, I don't know that you can rely upon a bureaucrat any more than you can rely upon your mother. They're both money worshippers. A bureaucrat can be very dutiful. Well, your mother thinks she's doing her duty. She thinks that she's doing her duty by whispering to you. It's the same as I'm whispering to you now. Oh, I think your father's losing it. That's why you're upset. That's why you're here in bed, fucking 8 o'clock in bed, instead of up there working for Moloch and Mammon and money. Slight smile. You see, you've got a very expressive face, like mine. You can't help it. I detect a colouring of your face. Very expressive face. But Freya has too, and so I think Wink has as well. It's a telltale. It's a giveaway sign for a sensitive interpreter, which I am still at the age of 90, supposedly geriatric, losing it physically and mentally. The question was, have you appreciated my talking to you? Did I hear an harumph or grunt in the affirmative from you, or was it a door slamming? A door slamming. A door slamming. That's a wonderful symbol. Slam. The gates close. Slam. The prison gates close. Slam. Reverberates. How long do I wait for it? A simple answer to it is an honest answer. I'm asking for honesty. I'm asking for you to dare you show your heart to me. Dare you expose your heart? I have. Here's my heart. What are you going to do? Stab it? Put a load of potty shit in my heart? What are you going to do? It's my heart. It's called wearing your heart on your sleeve. I think Jim Cairns was like that too. He was Deputy Prime Minister, basically a decent man. He rooted another woman, not his wife. But his wife had gone nuts on him, so he thought, well, bugger it, why not? My office secretary. Who am I going to hurt? I'm going to increase her efficiency. He's been good, loyal and faithful. More faithful to me than my wife, probably. I haven't heard this. I haven't read his book. But he was a decent man, very bitter towards the end. I don't think I'm bitter. I'm just despairing. I've been here before. I got a life crisis. It's either me raving rationally like this. I'm not going to scream and get angry and chuck things around like my father did. That's what he used to do. Just smash things up, tear out my mother's clothes. But you're spoiled brat. Went to college, you see. My emotions are under control. Well, I don't think yours are. But you're getting practice now. So the question basically is, and I mean, I don't have any time to waste. Even if you have a fucking life to waste, it's 1 o'clock. I saw you in bed here at 8 o'clock. I opened the door. You probably weren't sleeping then because you were upset and angry like you are now. Which is why you came to bed, quote, early. I mean, in comparative terms, in relation to your sleep work, whatever sleep activity cycle that I've seen you trying to develop. If you told me you're trying to develop that, or you're trying to grow up, no, you haven't. You haven't needed to. But I am that much a close observer because I care. Well, I'm not going to stop caring. I've never stopped loving my first batch of children that were alienated from me. And I'm not going to stop caring about my second batch either. Even though both women turned into snakes, I love snakes. I've just rescued 2 worms this morning, as well as trying to wrestle with what I do with you and your mother. I've rescued 2, but one was a beautiful earthworm. They only live in the Adelaide Hills, what that I've seen. And then I rescued another ordinary garden worm that was on the same path. Why were those 2 worms on what I call my, quote, excuse me, calling it my path? I mean, it's jointly owned with your mother, because I gave it to her. I gave her my life. "30 years ago, I gave her my life on a plate. What do I get? Stabbed in the guts, and in the back, and in the heart. That's my reward. I'm used to that. That's the story of my life. I know how to deal with traitors in the past. I got rid of Laura, but she took my kids. Everything, basically. Then I was helped. I could have only been helped from, well, I don't know, well, from above, well, within, wherever you like. I mean, if you don't want to admit that I'm a genius and view me as a great hero, a great moral hero, and just driving around in the only friend I had in the world, a motor car, 1940 Lend-Lease type Chevrolet utility. I don't think I've even had it. Well, I did have a photograph of it at one stage. A real beauty, 6-cylinder beauty. I'd sold my place and nowhere else to go. I jumped in there and drove around. I told you the story. Have you seen a photograph or have you seen a painting of the little cottage that I bought for $200 down at Belvedere? Another question, another trick question. No answer. I sold that 7 years later. That bought in 1971. I spent 21 days in Adelaide jail. Did I tell you that? 21 days, 3 weeks. Contempt of court. Contempt of court. Oh God, it's just a joke. The bloke in there said, he reassured me. He said, "You don't look too happy, mate. Don't worry about it. It's just like a Boy Scout camp holiday. Boy Scout camp," he said. And he was supposed to be called what they call a screw. Very nice bloke. I mean, decent bloke. It came quickly enough. And my mother, in a car, worked together with girlfriend Dana, picked me up. 10 days or 3 weeks, I forget. Anyway, whatever it was. I think probably 10 days contempt of court. No, it must have been 3 weeks. Anyway, whatever it was, it went quickly. As the screw said, it was just like a Boy Scout camp for a few days. You just regimented, just like going back to school assembly. They were all assembled there to listen to the bloody arsehole teachers. Anyway, I've got other work to do, and I don't quite know which way to go or what to do. Your mother's just going to get more and more paranoid. I'm not. I'm not paranoid. I mean, my apprehensions are justified. She's turned all of your children against me. But thank God you're recording me saying all this, because, and I hope that you put it on permanent record somehow or another, because you'll have to review your life, or what you thought was your life. and in an absolute sense. You're not in control of it. You're not ever in total control of it because you're still at the mercy of the fucking bloody government and the bureaucrats, who are getting more and more like George Orwell's 1984, where you all worship Big Brother. Hello, we love you, Big Brother. God Almighty mighty. Hey, don't run out of tape. Well, it's not tape, is it? It's whatever it bloody is. My question. I'm raving, and I'm probably wasting time. I'm not wasting time if I'm disturbing you more. I'm like a metaphorical kick in the arse. I want you to have a life, Oscar. And I want to see it. So you have to pull yourself together more. Are you doing muscle exercises? Wouldn't hurt if you did, provided you don't abuse the privilege. You're putting on weight. You're going to be heavier than Winkers. You're going to be taller than he is. What do you weigh? 10 and a half, 11 stone in real measurements? Well, Wink can't come back quickly enough. I think he'll be sort of all full of himself. Big man, got a woman. You haven't, son. You've just got a Sheila who's knowing how to use you. The question that I wanted to try to get some token from your heart, if you still got one left. Heart's a symbol of courage. In a conflict between the head and the heart, from the Eastern wisdom, well, you know that. Follow the heart. Because the mind, the brain is the ego. Not running out of tape or digits or widgets or whatever, I hope. Still getting it? Try to get some response, some decent response from the heart. So some decent response from this corpse. I wanted an answer to the question, have you appreciated my chat? Just some token, or a cough, or a door slamming. It's a test, as far as I'm concerned, of how much life you've got left in you, or how much will to live. Mine has always been very strong, which is why I'm still here. Loving and caring, battling and fighting. I shouldn't have to wait 5 seconds for an honest, straight answer. Even a question, a challenge. Because if I just get silence from you, well then I'm starting to despair for your sake of survival. You've been under the knuckle, your mother's knuckle, your mother's boot heel for too long, it seems. Even though you're angry with her as well as me. Well, that's fucking good. So you've got an emotional crisis. Well, fucking congratulations on having an emotion, on having a conscience, on having a crisis, on having a heart at all. Well, we've dug up and found your heart, Oscar. Congratulations. There's some hope for you, even in your dumb, stupid silence. Blame me. I'm impatient. I want an answer. Yes. I'm impatient because I'm anxious, because we are running out of time, and so is everybody else. So they can't meet their payment, their resolution, the conclusion to their questions soon enough. Whether they meet them in a head-on collision on the road or in a hospital, or like another so-called friend, associate of mine a couple of years ago, John Abbott. He was the egomaniac of the Richard Hillman Foundation. He suicided. I was invited to his funeral. Oh, what country did John Abbott? I mean, really, I got other bloody fucking things to do. I mean, the committee was set up to save the family. It was, I see, they didn't even tell me it was being de-incorporated. Well, you've got to pay bloody $200 for it to be deregistered. What bloody cowardly assholes. I wasted time going down to the petrol, going down to their fucking meetings once a month. Second Monday of the month. They got a concessional rental of the kitchen of the bloody Methodist church in western part of the city. It's a cheap rental. I did $2 just to cover the electricity at this Methodist-owned home, Richard Hillman Foundation, a committee meeting. 7 bloody fucking stupid fucking years that bloody to support that egomaniac. He married a solicitor. Just like your mother's brother did, Peter. He goes and marries a lawyer, a female lawyer. He gets what? Dies of cancer, grief, and another disease of grief. Anyway, well, I don't know. I've got it, so I can't depend upon you. You can't even depend upon yourself. Can't depend upon your mother. Can't depend upon Wink. Can't depend upon Freya. Well, they need a good kick in the bum. And I'm just the person to organise it. It looks as though I've left with no choice. I haven't been threatening. I've been warning of the shitty situation that you are entering. Well, you're just getting drawn into it deeper. I'm not pushing you in. I'm trying to save you. You think I'm trying to kick you in, just like you're confused, torn between your mother and me. Am I right or wrong? Oh, too much of a deep question. Too much of a heart question there. Too difficult. Where's my fucking heart? So I revert back to my simple, non-committal question. Have you appreciated my, I won't say chats, plural, I'll say chat. And appreciate doesn't mean like, it means understood that it has some value. I'm just wanting a featherweight of encouragement. Encourage in reinforcement, courage, cur, the heart factor, a backup, a support of the heart factor, encouragement, moral encouragement. Do I get a gesture, or an oomph, or a muff, or something like that? An oomph? No, it's not a clear yes. Do I get any response other than that of a corpse, dead spiritually, dead morally? Question mark. And I pause. Not to waste too much fucking time. We're running out, so are you. So your silence so far has just told me I stand nowhere. You'll have to pick up your socks. Otherwise you're doomed. Your mother's doomed. Where's the answer? In the wine bottle. Okay, look for yourself, read the label, says your mother. Look, it's got 0 alcohol. Your mother shows you the alcohol bottle. 0 alcohol. Look, you see how your father's propaganda against me is evil and just slander? Read the label. You can read. You can believe every label that you read. It says 0 alcohol. Alkies are the most deceptive, the most tricky, cowardly, mongrel liars of the lot. Worse than murderers. With murderers, they just get a dagger and stab you. They're comparatively honest. The alkies are the worst. Well, I'll be around for a while yet. Over to you. Strong man. Failing.
What a fucking nut. Seriously. What a fucking nut. This is the only time that I've come out of an experience like that where it's actually humorous. What a nut. I feel sorry for him, honestly. Drop his fucking pens all over the floor. Let's just have a look at this real quick. He's got pens on the floor. Dropped the pens on the floor. Got my shoes over there in an absolute mess. He just kicked them all over the place. You want to see all this evidence? Armpits smell like shit because I'm sweating, but really it's just sad to listen to. I used to get angry. But an interesting thing now is I don't even get angry. He's the one getting angry. He's the one that's like emotionally disturbed. And I've got probably, my fucking armpits stink. He's got probably plenty of, I've got probably, if I live long enough, I've got plenty of time to get emotionally disturbed myself. But holy shit, he's carrying a fucking, if he's not exposing himself as having carried a lifelong trauma and shit, I don't know, so much trauma. And he wants so badly to inflict it onto me. I've got some excoriation spots here. You see that? That's because anxiety and stress. Excoriation. See that? That's neurotic excoriation disorder. And there's scabs and marks from little pimples that I have, and I pick at them, but that's just nervous energy. Anyway, my heart, like I've got nothing to say to him left because I've already said everything I had to say. I've exposed my heart to this household before, and it wasn't worth it. So if it wasn't worth it that time, I've learned my lesson. There's no, I can't, it's got no payoff. Where's my heart? Well, I'll tell you where my fucking heart is. It's locked in here, away from you fucking creeps, because you don't deserve to see it. Because you're fucking twisted. You're fucked up. It's a fucked up environment. Anyway, so I'm gonna see if I can edit this and no, where the fuck is it?